Children are such a beautiful class of people. Generally, they have cute, charming, innocent looks that would make you believe all of them cannot hurt a fly. This is true for almost all the children. Not only do they look innocent, they have very small physical strength that prevents them from carrying out many criminal activity. While this general presumption is very true, there are some dents or clogs in this law because there are some kids whose story you are about to hear and would make you rethink everything you have initially thought about kids. There are some kids who have criminal minds hiding behind that young little face. These certain kids also took evil to a new level by killing people brutally and in cold blood. So the face, age, and strength thing is their own mask. But as far as the law is concerned, they all got what they deserved. While being sentenced, some of them lost control of their emotions, and some wickedly smiled or laughed in the face of death, or whatever comes in that form. Showing remorse is something they would want to do after doing something wrong, even to the degree of killing innocent people, but these kids right here took their reactions to another level. And let's have it. Number 1. Roxana Sikorsky. In 2014, Roxana, a teenager from Plymouth Township, pleaded guilty to a conspiracy to kill her family. Roxana, who was 15 years old at the time, colluded with her boyfriend, Michael Rivera, to take the lives of her adoptive parents and younger brother. Although Sikorsky was charged as an adult for the attempted attack, her parents came to her defense, citing her mental illness and her boyfriend's influence. Roxana's behavioral issues began when she hit adolescence, a common symptom of puberty. Her diagnosis of attention deficit disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder led to her medication. Roxana's life took a turn for the worse when she met Rivers on Facebook and began to sneak around with him. The situation worsened when her parents filed a statutory assault complaint against Rivera, prompting Roxana to seek revenge by attempting to kill her family. On October 17th, Rivera instructed Roxana on how to attack her family, resulting in her attacking her 12-year-old brother, Lucas, before fleeing the house. She was later arrested at Rivera's house, where she revealed that they were planning to get married. Roxana was very remorseful during her sentencing, where she tearfully apologized to her family for her actions. Despite her visible remorse, the judge sentenced her to up to 20 years in prison for her crimes. Number 2. Lionel Tate. Lionel Tate's case remains one of the most controversial in the American justice system. The fact that a child was given a life sentence is difficult to comprehend, and it raises questions about the limits of the law and the justice system's ability to deal with young offenders. Tate's case is also a reminder of the dangers of leaving children unsupervised, especially when there is a significant age and size difference between them. It is unclear whether Tate intended to cause Tiffany harm or whether he was just being playful. However, the severity of her injuries indicates that the incident went beyond a simple accident. Tate's sentence was undoubtedly harsh, and many people argue that he was punished excessively for his crime, given his young age and lack of criminal intent. While his sentence was eventually overturned, his case is a stark reminder of the complexities of the justice system and the need for careful evaluation of all cases, especially those involving minors. The case also highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of criminal behavior, such as lack of parental supervision, mental health issues, and societal factors that contribute to violence and crime. Ultimately, it is essential to balance justice with compassion and understanding, especially when dealing with young offenders. Number 3. Harling Stewart. Harling was a withdrawn adolescent who was highly invested in ultraviolet computer games and inappropriate online content. His preoccupation with these virtual activities kept him isolated from the real world. Unbeknownst to everyone around him, Harling harbored a dark obsession with becoming a notorious serial killer. Despite having a promising career in accountancy and a loving family, Harling abandoned them all to immerse himself in a world of his own creation. Yet even this world wasn't enough to satisfy his growing urges, which eventually led him to take the life of Cheryl Moss, a 32-year-old woman. Harling later revealed to psychiatrists that he had been inspired by the infamous crimes of Richard Ramirez, a convicted serial killer who terrorized the Los Angeles area by taking the lives of 13 people. During his trial, Harling displayed a disturbing lack of remorse, explaining that he felt nothing while carrying out the brutal murder. To him, Mrs. Moss was nothing more than a character in one of his video games. In the end, Harling was sentenced to a minimum of 20 years in prison by Judge Brian Barker, who expressed his disappointment with the young man's lack of regard for human life. It is clear that Harling's obsession with violence and detachment from reality had tragic consequences and serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked virtual immersion. Number 4. Sharp Caleb. Sharp, the perpetrator of the Freeman School shootout, received a 40-year prison sentence from Judge Michael Price. In 2017, Sharp committed the crime of taking the life of a classmate and injuring 3 others during the Spokane shooting in a school hallway. The impact of Sharp's actions was evident in the courtroom as over 200 people delivered emotional statements to Judge Price before his sentencing. While the defense attorney sought a 20-year sentence, the prosecution argued for 35 years to life. Although Sharp will receive credit for the 5 years he's already spent in jail, he will have to spend the next 4 decades behind bars. Before his sentence was delivered, Sharp apologized to his victims and expressed remorse for his actions. He even requested forgiveness from the mother of Sam Strachan, the boy who died in the shooting. However, when the sentence was announced, Sharp remained emotionless and did not react. The severity of Sharp's crime, as well as his lack of response to his punishment, serve as a grim reminder of the devastating consequences of violent acts. Number 5. Alex and Derek King. Alex and Derek King are brothers who gained notoriety for the murder of their father, Terry King, in 2001. At the time of the crime, Alex was 12 years old and Derek was 13. The boys bludgeoned their father to death with a baseball bat while he was asleep on the couch, then set the house on fire in an attempt to cover up the crime. The boys were eventually caught and charged with murder as adults, despite their young age. During the trial, it was revealed that the boys had been physically and emotionally abused by their father, and that they had planned the murder with the help of a 20-year-old family friend named Ricky Chavis. Chavis was also charged with murder and sentenced to life in prison, while the brothers were initially sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. However, in 2007, their convictions were overturned due to errors in the trial, and they were later retried and sentenced to 21 years in prison. The case received national attention and raised questions about the criminal responsibility of juveniles, as well as the effectiveness of the justice system in dealing with children who commit violent crimes. The kids probably did not understand the gravity of the crimes with their age then. They stood still during sentencing without any expression on their face. Conclusion. These are few kids who stood out for being criminally minded and committing heinous crimes that one would not expect from someone of their age. But as the saying goes, or rather my saying goes, with great crime comes great punishment. What do you think of the kids that committed crimes? Which of them do you pity the more? Which of the crimes do you think should be rated highest in the rating list? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section.